What's going on, people? You know what I can't seem to figure out? Why would Africans or people from the continent refer to themselves as black? Especially if you're always bragging about your culture. We have culture. Black Americans don't have culture. We have culture. But yet you still refer to yourself as black. Why is that? No other race of people identify themselves as a color outside of the so-called white people, but blacks. Now, outside, black Americans grew up, America was black and white, okay? It was either black people or white people, okay? And then when immigrants started coming through, then you started dealing with different people from different nations. But when they came, Italians always referred to themselves as Italians. Greeks always referred to themselves as Greeks. Polish people always refer to themselves as Polish. Asians, or they Chinese or Japanese but they never identified themselves by color. I never heard an Asian person say, I'm being discriminated against because I'm yellow. Or a Native American saying, I'm being discriminated against because I'm red. But black people, I'm discriminated because I'm black. It's because I'm black, because I'm black, because I'm black. If you go on TikTok, YouTube, all you see down that timeline is black, 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 black. Every TikTok video come up is black, 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 black. So I can't understand, why do those from the continent refer to themselves by color when you have a homeland? You're connected to a homeland. You have culture, as you brag about. So you should be saying, I'm Ghanaian, or I'm whatever, right? Whatever country you come from in the continent of Africa, that's what you should be identifying yourself as. Or I'm African, right? But you call yourself black. I can't understand that. And black means absent of light. It represents death. And if you notice, a great number of black Americans, I think black Americans, or so-called black people, are in the condition they're in because of the fact that you refer to yourself as death. So everything that you produce represents death. So you call each other niggas, the same lingo that the white man used against your ancestors. Now you call each other that. You call each other coons. That's another race word that white people used to use against so-called black people. Uncle Ruckus, Buck Dance, all of these racial names that white people, white supremacists used against you. Now you took that, saying that it's a word of endearment. You took that and now applying it to yourself, and you wonder why you're stuck on the bottom of society, because you call yourself death. You call yourself absent without light. You call yourself darkness. And then you get mad at other people when they turn around and call you the same thing. You call yourself niggas, right? And then you get mad at white people, any other race, when they call you that. You know? So how do you expect other nations to respect you when you don't respect yourself? How do you expect to rise up as a people, as a nation, when you don't have a nation mentality? You still see yourself as a color, right? And it's just mind-blowing to me. Now, I completely understand that a lot of you are trying to identify with, being African and whatnot, but they don't even see you as an African, and you're being used. I think a lot of the people from the continent, and I'm gonna share this quick story with you. The story I shared in one of my last videos when I was talking about the African called me a beach, right? He got upset. And I was doing like overnight security at this place, right? And this dude was trying to he brought a backpack in, and he tried to sneak beer and drugs into to the building, and I wouldn't allow it. So he got upset, and he stood there at the desk and leaned forward and was calling me a beach and was threatening me and telling me he's gonna put voodoo on me and whatnot, right? And then what this dude did was, this African dude, he was from Ghana, right? No, he was from Kenya. What he did was he got on his cell phone, called the police, right? And this is the mindset, the mentality of a lot of so-called Africans from the continent. He got on the phone, called the police, and told the police that a black American is trying to kill me. Come quick. He's got a gun. He's going to kill me. Quick, come quick. And I'm recording him saying this. And he's just casually leaning on the counter saying, come quick. Yes, cuz I fear for my life. I fear for my life. I know my rights. I know my rights. Black Americans trying to kill me. But when the police came, they knew me, right? So when they came, he ended up getting in trouble for that, right? But it's just a thought that he called the police thinking that the police was going to come there and shoot me, right? Because of everything that was going on in the media with the so-called black Americans, right? So you have a lot of Africans from the continent, they have that mindset, that mentality, right? And then when you hear them and they come here and they start, their parents tell them not to associate with black Americans because, you know, they don't take care of their families, you know, they'll kill you and rape you and all this other, the same mindset that the white supremacists had regarding the so-called black Americans back in time, your ancestors, right? So now all of a sudden they want to identify as black when in the past you were telling me quickly, I'm not black, I'm Africa, I'm from Kenya, I'm from Ghana, right? And you refuse to refer to yourself as black. Now you're my brother. And now they're trying to convince the so-called black American man to marry their women. And that's insane to me, right? So I don't know, man. It's just, and again, I'm not talking about all Africans because I met some really nice ones, very sweet. They seem sweet and kind. But again, you don't know what they're saying behind your back. You don't know what they're saying to your face when they're talking to each other in their own language. So I'm gonna get some rest, man, because I hadn't been to sleep yet. Look at my eyes, you know, so I'm a little tired and whatnot. So I'm gonna, you know, go in the house and lay down. But, you know, this is like a viewpoint of my backyard. This is a part of my backyard, my land, part of my backyard. I ain't gonna show you because some of y'all are gonna want to come and knock on my door and visit me. And I ain't having that, you know. I don't let people, not too many people come to my house, unless they're family. And even my family usually call me and tell me when they come in because they know how I am, right? So, but anyway, yeah, so a lot of Africans, I can't understand why y'all refer to yourself as black. Why? I want y'all to answer me, why do you call yourself black when you have a culture, you brag about your culture, you brag about where you're from, and you even go as far as saying that, you know, your culture is different than the so-called black Americans. Why do you refer to yourself as black? Black was something that was given to black Americans by the slave master. And it's because the so-called black Americans have no identity. It was taken from them. As a matter of fact, it was beaten out of them, right? And their whole culture, their history, the language, everything was hidden from them, right? Hidden. Right? So they don't know it. So all they know is I'm black. They identify as a color, but you don't have to do that. So why do you do that? So feedback, tell me what you think until next time. I'm fearless.